Hello and welcome to the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. It's Crypto Jack coming to you live again today, and we are coming to you Thursday, December 3rd, 2020. Let's double check if the audio is working. Good. With the bulls holding ground in the market despite the bears' best efforts to drag us down below 18K, we seem to have staged another run at 20K as this week draws down. And with the consolidation trend starting to play out, are we going to break out to the upside, or will we linger here going sideways for more time to come? To discuss all this and more today, I have with me one of our analysts, Jason Bauman. How you doing today, Jay?
Fantastic. How's everyone doing on this Thursday?
Life is good. Let's have a look. I will be checking out the live chat shortly, but in the meantime, let's do a quick overview of what we're looking at today, everyone. We'll take a quick glance here at crypto bubbles. We can see that largely greenish in altland today, guys. We have several gainers that are in the double digits. We got Comp, probably today's biggest gainer at 20%. We got eGold again up today 16%. We got Decred up 20%, Luna 18%, and we have other winners like Band, Curve. I see Ample and Cardano. Quite a few gainers today. I'm sure some of the alt bag holders in the audience are doing fairly well today. Let's see here. Beyond that, of course, we can see that Bitcoin still remains above 19,000, currently around 19,400, picking up a little bit of momentum. It seems like Bitcoin is not ready to pull back just yet. This trend may very well continue. Beyond that, we will be exploring the news later, and I think one of the most exciting stories to come out today will be the announcement that the S&P and Dow Jones indices will be adding crypto indices in 2021. So come next year, you're going to see crypto enter the mainstream index mark. So something similar to, I think, what we saw in China. I think China's C50 index added like a crypto index, sub-index as well last year. I think we covered that in the news. So this seems kind of similar to that. Crypto, if it doesn't look like it's going legit or picking up credibility, well, this will probably turn that around. But before we go any further, I'll just quickly remind everybody what our show schedule looks like. You can see it right down here below. We generally run the show for about 2 hours, sometimes an hour and a half, but roughly what we do is in the first hour we do an intro, we cover the majors like Bitcoin and Ethereum before we move into the alts. We do try and touch on Forex from time to time. By hour 2 we get into chart requests where we cover all of your requests and questions and comments. And of course we do news and slowly move to the outro by hour 2. So this is just a rough idea of how it goes. That means if you leave your comments in the chat, we will slowly get to them, but it probably comes to later. I just realized we have a slight issue here. Let me just fix this real quick. Go. Okay, wonderful. Next, what do I have here? Yes, Alex isn't with us today if anybody is curious. Otherwise, things are good. I think solid trades getting posted to the premium group. We have solid signals, Jason. Indeed, we are definitely holding it down. I think Alex is on the road today. Alex, if you're listening in, drive safe, friend. And we'll see you when you get home. I think he's on his way home now from his Thanksgiving holiday with the family, so I'm happy to hear Alex is doing well on the way home. If anybody wondering where he is, yeah, I think he's on the road. So, okay. Last but not least, I'm going to quickly, before I turn the screen over to Alex, I'm going to... Jason, yeah. I got to go make a coffee after this. But before that, I'm going to quickly scroll through the chat, see who's in here early, see how we're doing today. Currently about 40 viewers, 5 likes. Don't forget to hit the like, guys. Definitely appreciate it.
Super helps.
Up. It does help. It does help. So first person in here today was Khalid Hazimi. Welcome, Khalid. Damien Hughes says dollar welcome dead. Back. Yes, Damien, welcome back. S. Hyatt. Hey, everybody. Don't forget the D-Live people, says S. Hyatt. You know what? You just reminded me, Mr. S. Hyatt, that the stream bot says it's working, but apparently I'm not getting messages forwarded. This does remind me that I have been neglecting the Twitch and DLive chats. I have to write this down. I will be repairing the stream chat bot so I can see your chats without having DLive open. So hang on, guys. If you're watching on DLive, we haven't been addressing your comments. My apologies. We will probably restore that functionality soon. We got Crypto King here in the voice chat. We got B-Flow coming in hot. Peckham 08 in the chat as always. Saying the Brits are coming. Crypto King says we're going to the moon. Mr. Ether says, what's up, guys? Hello, Mr. Ether. Nice to see you again. Grant Parsons says, hey, everyone. Smiles J is in here. Refresh. I hit the like. Okay, Mr. Smiles J, I appreciate you hitting a like. Indeed, our likes have just skyrocketed up. We've just upped the likes from 5 to 15. Well done,
There
everyone.
we go.
Robin Pow Donahue. Dixie got wrecked. Adachi, let's get them likes up. And Rob again gives us a heart. Okay, brilliant, wonderful. It's nice to see everyone here. Things are looking good. Now, I'm going to quickly transition over to the next scene. And we're going to have Jason tell us about what he sees in the charts. How does Bitcoin look today? All right, Jason, I have you on screen.
All right. Well, I mean, we're sitting pretty much right where we were yesterday about this time. It's about $200 up from where it was yesterday. We're still ranging within this this range of about a high of about 20K down to 18.1. We're still within this range right now. There's no definite signs of which way the market's going to choose. I would say that going back for the trade that was posted yesterday that we were in, that short, I did end up getting stopped out right here, which hurts my pride, but not my account because I was position sized appropriately. Only a 1% loss on that, but the alt calls that we put out last night more than made up for that. We will go over that here in a minute. I'm looking at this on the lower time frames. That we do have an ascending triangle on the, well, let's even go down to the 15 and look at this. So we do have an ascending triangle right here. Let's see, alt horizontal, which right here gave us a false breakout. We are now in throwback down to here. Whether this continues or not is still remains to be seen. We are going into a higher premium here, so that would lead me to believe that in the short term we probably have more downside. But as I'm saying right now, we just got a long signal on Minx on the 15, but that's not back tested in any way. So whether that is going to be good or not is not relevant at this point. So sitting on Bitcoin right now, I am kind of in a no trade zone, honestly, with Bitcoin, because as you see here on the 4 hour, not really getting anything. We are getting this push to the upside, but we're getting a crossover. This is what we like to call a cross under. Actually, no, it's not below the zero. Oh, we did get a cross under. Okay. On time transformation here on the 4 hour, which just would be a signal if you're using it as an early exit system. If you were in a long from here, but I would not have been in this one considering water's so low. I addressed this yesterday as well. I think that water is kind of crap today. These last few days, like look at this diminishing volume, diminishing momentum. I really do think, like I said yesterday, that I like the idea of stalling here. Which I mean sucks for that 4 hour position, but of course I gotta just stick to my guns, let it when you get stopped, you get stopped. I got caught in a bad signal, which sucks. Apologize to the group, but I think we will more make up for it with the other calls that we have made. But for now, I really do think that we're in limbo, sideways on Bitcoin. The same with Ethereum, the same with Litecoin, the same with all of the majors right now. So, I mean, realistically, we're just sitting on our hands right now in terms of Bitcoin. I think the plays that we were looking for were more in the alt market, which is why we posted some trades yesterday. And I would like to do the same thing that we did yesterday because I think it's relevant. I think it's a good idea for you guys to see how at least I do my trading, and I think it goes to show you like what I look for, what happens, and then of course people that are in the group got the calls that went out, then we can go over them. But I would like to start doing that. Is there anything that we want to do before we get into just doing the daily scan?
Not in particular. I will be keeping track of comments and questions, so I think we should probably just continue along this rundown. Maybe head into Ethereum if we've covered enough Bitcoin for
Yep.
now.
Well, that's the thing about the majors here. They're all looking extremely similar. If you look at the charts, they all look very much the same. Ethereum coming to resistance here as well. I mean, whether ETH leads this or not, I mean, I do like that I'm flat here, even though I stopped out, which sucks, but I'm flat here in terms of Bitcoin can do whatever it wants. I'm just waiting on another signal. My personal bias is to the downside, but I think whatever, well, of course, whatever happens with Bitcoin is going to happen with ETH. But I would say in this position, ETH does seem to be stronger. Okay, in terms of the daily, it looks exactly the same as Bitcoin. So, like I said, all of the majors, like I said, actually, this is a continuation long. I'm sorry. So the other majors were giving full long signals. This is giving a continuation. You would have already completed that. There's no new signal. You just have to wait on Ethereum. So let's go into USDT pairs. Okay, and I'm going to do this just the same way that I did it yesterday. Just go through quickly and mark off the ones that I think are relevant to look for tonight. So let's go through here. Okay, Matic did give you a signal here, but it was not a full signal, so we just walked past it. This would have been a signal here. Today, looking at this, if this does hold, this you wouldn't be silly for taking a shot at this, but if this continues to hold above the 13 on BNB, E&J last night. This one was marked off. That was a good signal, but it's well over the qualifying line of our baseline, which means that we do not take the trade. And if you do, you take it at reduced risk. Sometimes we like to call these baseline pullbacks as well, because a lot of the times when you get these overextensions and closes, you get a wick down here to at least your baseline. It looks like we only wick down to the 100. To be honest with you, this does look like a bullish setup, but it's too far gone for me. This would just be a pass. It's just not my trade. Okay. Nope. I would say XMR is another one that we can put on for daily close. If this closes this way, it wouldn't be silly to take a shot at it. Let me actually bring up Quadriga. My bad. Yep. Okay, so if this closes this way, I don't think you'd be remiss to take this up to about $138 on XMR. Again, you got to wait till daily close. Vet, we're getting a continuation long out of Vet today, so we will put that on the list. Nano, XRP. OMG, Ethereum, ETC. ETC giving us a long signal, but Wadatar is not there, so this is a no-go. Theta, this is going to break Alex's heart because I'm pretty sure he said this was going hard down. But as for a PTP
Didn't play
signal
out
on
that
my
way.
end, Theta is looking beautiful here. A lot of momentum coming in here, rising explosion level. This is a full-on signal. This will definitely go on the list for
Full
tonight.
on.
That's everything you want to see, to be honest with you. This is about everything you want to see. You need water a little bit higher. You got a rising explosion level, but you are not getting your signal from Minx, so you'll have to wait. ONT, take that off the list. Zill's doing very well here. You could have got in here on this continuation long, and that would have paid off for you. You'd be sitting at with your stop loss at break even. Currently, nothing to do. This is one that we just missed because WAD just simply wasn't there. You would have probably closed it out below the baseline here anyways, so nothing to do there. LTC still just slowly marching up. This is one of those ones that I said, like it. If this stayed above the baseline, we could take it. You haven't quite hit a TP yet, but I have a feeling, like I said, with the way things are going with the rejection that we just had off of 19.6, that things may dwindle here. I may be absolutely wrong, but that's my bias until proven otherwise. Myth giving you a continuation long today. Waves sitting on it. ADA. Nope. See, seller. FET. Okay, so we are getting a signal here out of FET. The only thing I would want more is a rising explosion level, but that could change by the time we get to close, so let's mark that. ONG, nothing. EOS, continuation long, it's no good. I don't know why that's still. All right, so that's USDT pairs. Let's go into our large sats. I don't know how this list got.
Gonna highlight a comment here real quick coming from Rob and Paul Donahue. He's saying, anyone expecting a sell-off for end-of-year tax reasons prior to Biden taking office and attempting to raise capital gains taxes? I wonder, I think every year think every year there's this discussion come tax season that people do have to maybe sell in order to kind of come up with the tax money or to close out certain positions and make the tax man happy. As far as what we can predict, I don't know. Again, this happens seemingly every year. And as far as the Biden taking office and raising capital gains taxes, I wonder if the market kind of prices that in already. I guess it's tough to say, but an interesting question, something for us to think about, maybe return to later in the show, see what other people think, what the prospects of where Biden, I suppose, is gonna take us, where this new administration will bring us in terms of taxation and maybe how progressive they will be on the crypto front. But interesting question, Rob. Thank you. Let's let Jason continue.
All right, we're switching over to the mid sats here now. The mid sats were where I decided to place my positions yesterday. I'm going through here via. This is a great signal today. I'm bringing up something that I brought up yesterday with this 13 EMA system. Something that I like to avoid. I usually when we have longer downtrends like this, I usually tend to wait for the second one within the pattern, the long. This would have been a great long as well, and you would have nailed it. But these ones are always more interesting to me, the second one in, and I'll go over that a little bit more with one of the trades we took yesterday. But VIA is definitely looking good for a full long today. RLC, nothing there. RDN. FET, nope. Nothing there. OAX getting close, not there yet. NXS was one that we did take last night. Actually, I didn't realize that I probably just hit TP3 on that, which I probably need to update. But if you'll look here, this is exactly what we looked at yesterday. Come on, bar replay. Work right. Okay, so this was the signal yesterday, full PTP signal. We posted it. I do believe that this actually hit pretty quickly. Looking at the bar replay, boom. One more, and then boom, we came all the way up here. Currently looking at that trade up about 14.53% on that currently with the open positions. This is my trading journal, everyone. For anyone in the group that doesn't know this, you actually do have access to look at this at any time. It's my open trades, as well as I'd like to go over here. This is my results from from August to now, so about 4 months. Looking at all of the trades we've taken. I'm not going to sit here and toot my own horn, but pretty proud of myself for being able to keep it at least positive. Not only that, but with the Bitcoin appreciation as well as taking the daily trades. Over the last 4 months, we're sitting about 113.2% ROI on our total investment. That is with the appreciation of Bitcoin and taking positions, which, I mean, who can argue with that in 4 months, right? But going back over here, so the NXS trade, I probably need to close this out because I don't believe I did have a trailing stop, and
I think you got
if
hit.
if it wicked up and triggered TP3 and then came back down, it
Yep.
probably most definitely did. When they work, it's beautiful, but you can't really complain about taking profit a little bit below TP3.
Indeed. Well done there.
Back to our
You posted
scan.
some. I can't help but notice. You put in like I think at least 3 solid trades posted last night that hit like.
Oh well, I put 5 in, and I don't understand. Something must have went wrong with the signal posting. I'm talking to Johnny about it, but 3 of them came out, but 2 of them didn't. I ended up posting NXS a little later,
Yep.
which was great because we still got to snag all of that movement. People in the group who caught that, congratulations. But the one that we didn't get to was Power, and it was a little too far gone for me to post it again. I took it myself, but yeah, it didn't show up in the Discord, and I'm not sure why. But sorry about that to everyone. ARC is one that we took yesterday as well. Currently getting a baseline pullback. We'll have to assess this at close. If we get a close below the 13 EMA, I'm just going to exit this position. In the past, I've been known to let these ride a little bit longer than I should, and I'm going to continue to try to stick to a good set of rules on these, because when these things don't go your way, you tend to sit in positions forever, and that is not productive. EVX, KNC, WAN, WTC.
Take a quick look, see if I missed any comments here related to what been on screen. Rob says CME gap on BTC is ugly. Yeah, we have to look at that gap. We very well could be doing a bit of a gap fill, and I can only imagine how ugly that gap is going to be. Seeing that in the last month we've really, shot up from like the 13K to 20K level seemingly within a month's time. So I imagine if we do take a look at the CME gap later, Rob, I imagine it's going to be as ugly as you say it is. Smile J says Ave all-time high. Interesting. Ave doing its thing. Andrew could probably re-enter a short here. Interesting.
Looks like AEBTC is going to be given a full signal tonight. Continuation long on XEM. XRP doing nothing. This was one we took a couple days ago, this gas trade. We immediately wicked up like right at daily close and hit TP1 and stopped out at break even. That was a 5% trade. Who's going to argue with 5% in 1 hour? This was a false signal, but it had it on my list, but did not take it for some reason. But MTL would have worked out. ETC Power. This is one that I did take myself. It didn't get posted to the group. I'm not sure why. We did not quite hit TP1, but if we close above the 13 EMA, I'm still going to hold it open. LSK is one of the other ones that we did take, which it does appear we did hit TP1. So let's see long. And I'm gonna have to go here to make sure. LSK 803. So a high of 8,001 sats. So we missed it by 3 sats, or maybe it's 31, but we barely missed it. I'm not sure why we would have missed this, to be honest with you. Not sure, because it looks like Quadriga would have been right there. Not sure how. 7992, I'm not sure how that got switched, but we wicked up there, and for some reason it's just a tiny bit below mine. So I mean, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but if this stays above the 13 EMA, I will still let it ride. I do have a feeling that if, like I said yesterday, if Bitcoin does begin to bleed off here, we're going to see these things start to move. We already saw that last night, while Bitcoin's kind of ranging sideways. Okay, so LSK, we're going to assess at close. ICX. We're going to put storage on the list to review, because this could easily close positive, which would be a full signal. I'm not sure how I missed this long signal yesterday. It's on my list. It was just one of the ones that I didn't take because it was a little overextended. It would have been a great baseline pullback play right to TP1. So that goes off the list. And that's another important thing to point out. You don't have to take every trade you get. Like yesterday, I had quite a few good signals, and I boiled it down to 5 signals that I really liked.
And what a 5 those were.
Yeah, and this is the other one that we did take yesterday. A GRS we took right here. Wicked up, hit TP1, stopped out at break even. A nice 5% trade again. Clockwork. We can do this all day. Okay, now to the low sats. All right, BCPG. CDT. Oh, that's a signal, but yeah, Civic did rip yesterday. I know that we were looking at that, and you did get a little bit of a baseline pullback, but like I said yesterday, this thing is just way too far extended for me to be interested in it. If you were looking to pick up some curve, maybe. I would still think that you would get a Civic. I still think you might get a further pullback here, but this is something I wouldn't touch.
Yeah, it looks like maybe if you timed it right yesterday, you could have got in closer to that baseline.
Yeah, like, and a lot of these things are just timing things.
But by the time you got to it, clearly it was way too far gone. Curve really did take off.
Yeah, I mean, that wick was already pretty much done by the time we looked at it yesterday, so. Did not take DNT yesterday. It was one of the ones that I had signaled, but I didn't like that we didn't have a rising explosion level. And usually if I have to put a bunch of signals together and compare them, if one of them has a rising explosion level and one of them doesn't, I'm always going to go with the rising explosion level. So DNT was not a trade that we took, which was the right move here. A little bit of David Rice here. No go on fun. It's no go on go as well. Come on, hot. We got to do it. I am still in a hot trade that could last for weeks, but we will see.
Crypto Caveman just showed up in the live chat. Crypto Caveman, welcome. Was wondering where you were today, but here he is. Shoutouts to our premium supporter.
Loom was a good signal yesterday, but it was a little bit too far extended for my liking. Looking at the baseline pullback here, if you do close this way, it wouldn't be silly to take a position on Loom. LRC, Mana was a full long signal as well, but it did not have the rising explosion level, and other ones looked better, so I didn't take it. Was the right move. OST, QKC, QLC, no. Vet did give us the long signal yesterday, but WADA was not there. That sucks. It did work out, but just not your trade.
Yeah, you're currently watching Jason go through his daily scan, and Smiles J says he likes the way you organize the high sats, mid sats, low sats for your daily scans. Smile.
And one of the reasons why I do that, Smiles, is because when you do this enough, like I don't necessarily, like if I was doing this without you guys watching, I would literally be doing it at this speed. Because like right there, I know, like before even Minx and everything pops up, I know by the chart pattern whether it's going to be a good signal. And then also it can give you kind of a little look into see where's the money moving, which alt perp is it going in? Is it going into shit coins? Is it going into mid perp? Is it going? So like yesterday, I think mid perp was a good idea. I think it still is. I think we're getting a lot of signals. We're starting to get lower sat signals now, not nearly as many as mid sats, but it gives you a good idea of what you should be looking at in terms of what's going to give you the best signals. And that was something, honestly, that I just learned from Kraken Crypto, because this is not the way I used to trade. I like this way of trading much better. It's more efficient. I'm not going and looking at like charts and then trying to find a trade. I already have built the system and it knows the trades instead. That's just way more efficient for me because I feel like I waste a lot of time in my past looking at charts and kind of putting yourself into analysis paralysis, talking yourself in and out of positions. It's just, it's not.
I think that's one of my favorite things that I've learned or developed here at CC. It's exactly this, that instead of spending whole days just staring at the charts and you seemingly just chase your own tail, right? You're running circles, you're looking for stuff, and like you can basically burn whole days, weeks, months, if not years, aimlessly. Just you might still take trades, you might still find things, but you're just doing it really inefficient use of your time. And by like incorporating some of the stuff we teach here, including the scans and how to, and particularly trading on the daily time frame, that also helps with this whole getting kind of making the most use of your time, right? So you're not sitting here looking at every 15-minute candle, wondering if it's a setup, right?
That's the whole thing for me. I mean, honestly, it's kind of a double-edged sword because people that really enjoy doing this enjoy doing it because they enjoy it. But at the same time, the reason why I do this, not only because I enjoy it and it's something that I feel like I excel at, but I want to be able to have the life that I want. I don't want to be stuck in front of a screen looking at charts and drawing trend lines and stuff like that. And then at the end of the day, you did all that work, and then guess what? If you get wiped on those trades, all of that time was for nothing. Like, I'd rather just have a system that I've tested and then have my own time. So doing it this way is just way better. And I've been able to relax a lot more and sleep at night knowing just exactly how much risk I have on the table, just how much I stand to lose if everything goes completely haywire. Like, that peace of mind, I think, is the biggest part of what you learn.
Absolutely. I got a comment here coming to you, Jason, from Boris Bitcoin, and it says, "Hey Jason, when you take multiple signals at once, how do you allocate risk among your trades? Do you take them all at like 0.5% risk, 1% risk, etc.? Wondering how you approach your multiple signals."
This is something that I'm still experimenting with myself. I try to be more conservative in my positions, especially the ones that I posted to the group. In these cases, I did take 5 trades, so I did not want to put 5% risk on the table, especially when we're in kind of a moment of market limbo here. We don't really know which direction we're going. So with these 5, I did go 0.5 risk, which gave me a total of 2.5% risk. Three of those trades are already at break even. I mean, no loss situations at break even. So I've already successfully taken that risk off the table, which is probably going to be put back on the table today when we get some more signals. But yes, the more signals I get, and it depends on the amount I take. So there was like 15 signals yesterday, and I only took 5. And if I would have only taken 2, I probably would have done 1% risk on both of them. But since I took a variety of them, I decided to just spread it out across that. I'm going to have to see with my journaling and stuff like that over the course of the next months on which is the best strategy for me. It's going to be hard to really, test that out, considering the trades are going to go any which way. You don't really know. We're, like I said, in a moment of indecision here, so I'm keeping my risk a lot lower. But the alt trades that we've taken more than made up for the the 4-hour losing signal that we did get, well, that I posted. But yeah, in terms of risk, I usually try to keep it low. And when I do take multiple signals, I try to spread that risk among them.
Yep, try not to accumulate too much risk at once. And another thing to consider is, maybe where your positions are allocated, right? So generally, some of these markets trend together. So if all your positions are in alts or a certain bag of alts, if that market comes down, likely say all 5 of your alt positions may go down together. So
that's super important,
right.
Because the alts can be super wicky, and that can play to your advantage on some of these signals, because I'll be honest with you, a lot of my alt signals go up and tap some TPs and then get stopped out pretty quickly, because I like to be in and out. I don't like to have to sit on positions.
Yep, if you're going to accumulate multiple positions from the same area of the market, they have a tendency to move together. So you probably don't want to, accumulate 5% risk across 5 trades. It's probably going to be something much more conservative, like Jason is describing. So Boris Bitcoin, good question, and Jason, good answer.
But it does appear that I have completed my sweep of today. Now that I have these all highlighted, I will go today at market close. Yep.
Before you go any further, I got a little request here from Agency. He's saying, is there any way you could shrink your WADA chart down a bit so they can see the price chart a little better? Yeah, do exactly that. Let the boys see. Yeah, boy. All right. That ought to do it, guys. Do spend a lot of time staring at Jason's chart, so a little adjustment here I think is in order. Agency, I hope that looks a little better.
It's not the sexiest thing, but it makes me money.
It works, and it gets the man his money, so what more is there to be said? So what do we got next?
We did go through our complete scan. Now nothing to do, so we can get into requests, we can get into news, we can get into whatever you'd like. If there's any kind of questions people want to ask, feel free.
All right.
And also comment in on, do you like doing the scan on the stream? Do you like seeing that? If it's not beneficial to you guys, then I don't want to put you through that. But I find it beneficial for me, and getting to see basically the working parts of how I trade this, I think would be beneficial for people who don't quite know how to trade yet, or kind of just winging it, kind of mavericking it right now, just looking at chart patterns and trend lines. Because that's the way I used to do it. And then when I came here and saw the way that system-based trading was, like, oh, yep, that's what I need to do. That's the thing I'm missing. Because I was not sleeping very well.
Indeed. All right. Oh yeah, go ahead. You have something else in mind?
We got Joel Oliveira. Did ask for VET. I did go through a scan on VET, and I think I did market. Yeah, VET BTC. You're actually getting continuation long today on VET BTC. My apologies. We were looking at USDT. That's why. Yesterday it gave a signal. So you are getting a continuation long here on VET. Whether that is good to take, that will be up to you. This is a little far extended above the baseline. You could look to get a baseline pullback here around 84 sats, or you could take it as is. If you did take it as is, I would definitely look at reduced risk with it being this far from the baseline. Like I said, you can go for a baseline pullback if you are the patient type, but taking it up to about 100 sats, that's the signal. So you're getting good momentum out of WADA and a rising explosion level, which you do not necessarily need on a continuation, but it's always good to see. I will always take a continuation long with a rising explosion level over one without it. It's just a little general rule, but VET looks pretty good here. Looks strong.
Nice.
ETC USD. Well, it's holding above the 13. You did get a continuation long here, which you would have been punished for. Probably closed out here below the baseline, but we are currently sitting above the 13 EMA. Nothing to do here, to be honest with you. You did get a continuation, but you're probably already out of that trade. So I would just be looking at other coins besides ETC. I do like the way that we are gaining support off the 100 EMA here. Whether that holds, we will have to just be patient.
Yeah, ETC, this is something to keep an eye on. I think we should keep this on our daily scan list if it's not already, but just curious what it will do, right? We are in the Ethereum 2.0 move to proof of stake era. You got to wonder if there is, if Ethereum Classic will remain the proof of work chain. Interesting to consider, will there be any kind of effects, of 2.0 moving to proof of stake, and will that, have any knock-on effects on the Ethereum Classic market? So something I kind of want to keep my eye on over the next few weeks and months as the 2.0 thing starts to build up from here. So Classic.
You think that's going to affect Ethereum Classic, do you?
In theory it could. Maybe this is why Scooter requested Ethereum Classic. Something to keep our eye on at least. We'll see how the Ethereum 2.0 chips fall and see if it affects any of this in the process. I'm just going to scroll up real quick, highlight a comment here. I think Boris said thank you for answering that multiple trade risk allocation. He says makes sense. That's pretty similar to how I allocate risk among several trades. Right on, Boris. Boris seems to be already on the ball. I have a question here from Mr. Ether though. I think this one's for you, Jason, and he says, do you have a certain EMA you like to use on a monthly chart? Monthly seems like a time frame too large to use with Bitcoin. So, do you look at the monthly on Bitcoin at all? Do you trade monthlies?
I do look at the monthly, but to be honest with you, I don't look at any baselines. I don't think that with the volatility that we get, I don't really think that it's the best. I think you're going to end up putting yourself in analysis paralysis more than you're going to end up getting good data out of it, just because we're so volatile.
Yeah, maybe we need to do some investigation, a little testing on monthly, see if there is anything.
Yeah, I mean, if you've backtested and you found it, absolutely bring it to my attention. I mean, bring it to the group. Like, that's one of the whole beautiful things about the group is, man, like, we're all doing this, so like we should just be talking about what we found, what we backtested, because there's little tiny things that you'll end up adding to your game that just over time, these little things that you notice all combined into, okay, when all of these things combined, I've had a really good hit rate. Like, all of a sudden you start noticing those things. And I mean, absolutely looking at the monthly and back testing different EMAs and stuff like that, I don't think that's a bad idea.
Yep.
And if you find something, absolutely let me know.
Kind of has my curiosity peaked a little bit here. Might have to go back test a few EMA strategies on the monthly, see if there's something we can tune to be more responsive for the larger time frame. I'm kind of curious. I wish we had Alex maybe in here. Maybe this is something they already looked at in the past, right? We're kind of, you and me, Jason, are kind of newer here, so who knows, some of these questions could have been already massaged for years before we showed up here with guys like Alex and Justin, right? So curious to see what they think. Good question.
That's the thing. I'm not going to give you any answers that I don't know. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to make anything up, but I promise you I do have the people around me that can get you the answer. So
indeed.
That is my answer for anything I don't have.
Yep. I'm going to have to come back to that question one day and see if there's something interesting we can come up with. What do we got next? Let me see here.
Looks like we got Comp USD. I have been hearing that Comp has been on the move today. Let's take a look.
It has been, yep. Scooter asking for Comp USD.
Hey-o! This is just one of those ones that you miss, man. I'm glad I have myself a little Comp bag already, but very good bullish appreciation out of a Comp here. Like, this is a long signal. This I really do like these ones. We're in the middle of the day, but a lot of times you see these big wicks and they come all the way back down to the baseline. And if they close above it, take it again, because I guarantee that's going to wick back up. This is very similar to the gas trade, to the NXS trade. I really love it when it wicks up and then gets sold back into before close. So look for Comp to get sold into before close. And if it comes back down to your baseline, absolutely take a shot at it. I think you can anywhere between maybe 120 and 116 if you were looking for a baseline pullback, I think might be a good idea for Comp. But this could just keep running. I mean, Comp looks very strong here, but getting in at this level, I think you'll regret it. I can't advise getting in it, but Comp looks great here.
Yeah, nice. Good looking out, Mr. Scooter. Yeah, what are we looking at next? Here. Okay. Got too many tabs open. Let me tab over here. Maybe replug asking for Ripple. We should take a look at Ripple real quick.
Let's look at USD. I do believe in my scan, XRP was not looking. Yeah, it's looking like all of the majors. All of the majors have this very similar pattern here. And I think you can just look to Bitcoin to be the leader. Whichever way Bitcoin decides to break, I have a feeling all of the majors are going to be following and probably get pullbacks in the rest of the alt market. So that's why it's so important once you hit a TP to get that stop loss to break even, because if Bitcoin decides to go, all of those trades I put out are going to probably get wiped. But XRP, nothing to do here for me. This is a continuation long here. If you wanted to take a shot at it, if it closed this way, entry at current prices, you could look to put a stop loss around 53 cents with a TP around 75 cents. That would be a good position. But like I said, really wait for your close, because if Bitcoin bleeds out, we're all going to bleed out.
Hey, I see Johnny came through the live chat, and he's got an interesting take on the whole matter of how to reduce risk across multiple trades. So I'm just going to read what he said. On risk across multiple markets, it depends on how correlated the markets are. If they are correlated, then I would not place more risk on multiple trades than I would stomach on any one trade. Indeed, so if the 5 trades you're taking are all in similar markets and highly correlated, you almost want to treat them as if it was the risk of one trade. One trade. He also says, and also another thing worth thinking about, a small trick I use for safety. For your first trade, take typical risk. Then for subsequent trades, I subtract the risk of the first trade from my capital before calculating the risk for the second trade. This way,
so he's basically taking 1% risk of the negative of the 1% that he took out, which would be a smaller position. That's not a bad idea.
This way, you only ever lose the risk on remaining capital if all trades go south. Yep, good work, Johnny. And this is some of the advanced.
Johnny's real smart, guys.
This is some of the advanced methodology we try to curate.
No joke.
In the lab here at Kraken Crypto. Smiles J was wondering if you have heard of hash ribbon indicator or use it or something. Yeah, we do hash ribbons. I mean, Jason, I don't think you use hash ribbons a lot, but I did.
I don't use hash ribbons, but I know Justin has looked at hash ribbons quite a bit.
Yep. Hash ribbons used to be on the stream frequently. Justin does reference that. As far as, do we have any active strategies built around hash ribbons? I'm not sure. I think I just
you don't really have to have anything built around it. It kind of just signals when to buy and when we're going into capitulation and stuff, It's not really too hard to follow.
It kind of complements maybe existing strategies or helps you, maybe confirm moves that you're thinking of making. But yeah, we have played with hash ribbons a bit on the stream.
That is interesting, my friend. We are getting a buy signal on hash ribbons at today's, but also don't jump the gun, because if this closes negative, I bet this goes away.
Yep, I see Keith Frazine here asking for XRP. Keith, if you just rewind maybe 5 or so minutes, we did cover XRP just a couple minutes ago, maybe a request or 2 ago.
But you can see, historically, hash ribbons does very well when we get a buy signal. But like I said, you're going to have to wait the day out, because if this closes negative, I do bet this goes away. And you do have time between signals, of course. Like, there was more downside here before we got bought back up, and we could have wicks to the downside. This one, wick to the downside, then bought back up. So that is a very interesting development that I'm going to keep my eye on, because these type of results are nothing to wince at. This is a good hit rate, so I'll be curious to see if this closes still signaling. But nice snag there.
Yeah, good
Thanks
to
for
know.
bringing it up.
Good to know to keep our eye on the hash ribbons that it is currently signaling. I think I read a headline today though saying that, like, warning, this indicator says, Bitcoin, last time this thing went off during the last bull market, we went up like 20x and blah blah blah. So I'm wondering if that headline I read earlier today relates to hash ribbons. You know, at this time of the market, this kind of crucial turning point in the market. You always see these headlines in the cryptoverse of like, last time this happened, we really pumped like crazy. So we'll see.
That's just a bunch of clickbait.
Seemingly yes, but at the same time, hash ribbons is signaling, so something to keep in mind. Let me see what else I'm working on.
STX for Mr. Ether here. WADA is just garbage here. You did have a continuation signal here, but you don't need WADA for that, of course. Momentum is really dying down. You could, I mean, if you were looking to take a position, this wouldn't be a terrible position if you continue to stay above the 13 EMA, but I don't like the looks of this. There's much better trades out there currently than this. I would wait for a better signal on STX. But you could get continuation out of here. Moving over to Dash USDT. Surprisingly, Dash is holding up the same way as much of the majors, so that's interesting as well. But nothing to do here. You did get a continuation here, which nope, you would not have hit TP1. You'd still be in this trade currently. So, I mean, the way I look at that is if I would have been in here already and just be in down draw, I would just take this stop loss. If I was looking for a position, I would take this stop loss, which is currently at 91.08, and then use this TP at 119. And if I got stopped out, that's a pretty tight stop. No harm, no foul. But like I said, I think there's better signals out there. This isn't something I'd pick up.
I got a little excuse me, God, that time of year. I got a little comment here, and it was regarding, you asked earlier if people appreciate the daily scan, and we got at least one yes from Grant Parsons, who says, as a UCC member, I appreciate the daily scans. Thank you, says Grant.
Well, that's awesome, because honestly, if you are taking the course seriously and getting the most out of it, this is going to be something that you end up doing every day.
Okay, I also saw another comment semi-related to that, and it was Ron Legato, and he says, I like the procedural stuff and the little dives into how an indicator works. Yeah, he likes to look under the hood sometimes. He likes it when we get into the technical stuff on the stream.
You have no idea. I mean, there's a lot of guys in the group who have written these indicators. They know a lot about coding. I'm not that guy. I'm a real back tester in the sense that I can take something and usually break it. But that's why Johnny likes me, just because... He writes a lot of code that I beat up. But as for
if you can break it, you're the guy to do it. If it can be broken, you're the guy to do it.
Yeah, you want me being your beta tester, because I can break stuff. But
yeah, we got a series of comments coming in right now. A lot of people concurring that they appreciate you. T-Dub says yes, he does too, and so does David Rice. So we got a swarm of comments coming in saying everybody appreciates your work, Jason, and probably the work of the staff and everybody who contributes lately. So, and of course, this goes both. Me. Yeah, and it goes both directions, guys. Like, we can't tell you how much we appreciate the audience and the regulars who come through and the people who provide, like,
there's no reason to do this without you guys.
Yep, you guys provide diehard support, and we got a solid community. Yeah, maybe it's not mass appeal. You know, maybe what we do here is a little dry, a little technical. Maybe it only yeah,
everyone hates money.
You know, only catches maybe the attention of the more autistic, you know, OCD. You know,
I know
certain kind of crowd, right? That likes our approach to trading. Other channels, other groups, they're maybe more entertainment focused, where you know, you just got a crowd of degen gamblers cheering on you know, crappy trades. So we do things a little differently here. We have I can't even begin to tell you, you know, we got a really cool and unique audience here. So, you know, much love to everybody in the chat. You're very appreciated, and you know, happy holidays to everyone here. Okay, moving along. What do we have next? We can all be chartists here together, says Scooter. Indeed, we can be. IOST BTC on the weekly. Okay, well, let's see what Andrew is asking
a little
about here.
nuts on the weekly. Here we go. Well, you did just get a crossover on time transformation here, which would be just a signal to, for me at least, I know Alex does this much differently. He loves time transformation, especially time transformation crossovers in oversold conditions. But as you can see here, I am the type of person that would use this as an exit long position. If that were not, it would not to be take a position. That's exactly how Minx did it. Take profit short here. This would be to just get out of a long if you were in one, which you would have been beaten up anyways. But if you look right here, you get two crossovers before you actually get your appreciation. And I think that you're going to run into possibly a similar situation here. This would not be a signal for me. I don't like to try to catch bottoms. Interestingly enough, let's see how it does with bottom feeder. All right, so it's looking like we do have a profitable strategy with EOS here on the daily. 49.15% over 118 trades, which is 61%. Profit factor of 1.3. Looks like we did just get a bottom feeder signal here, which has not completed yet. Looking at the weekly, probably not very many signals. Okay, so I mean, looking at this, you are 1 for 1 on bottom feeder signals. Well, actually 2 for 2. And then you've had 3 signals here that have not been stopped out yet. That would take you up to 43 sats. If you were a betting man, you could look to take this position, but this is not the type of trades I like to make or advise. But I mean, you do have something interesting here.
Setting up for a Hail Mary on the IOST weekly, are we?
Yeah, for 32 sats to 43 sats, that's quite the gain. That's nothing to scoff at.
Looking to scrape the very bottoms of IOST, are we? Well, maybe not the very bottom, but yeah, building support this level. IOST maybe setting up.
Yes, it could be. But like I said, those aren't really the trades I like to take. I don't like to try to catch knives. I like to just take the meat of the trade, get in and out, like you people in the group have seen. A lot of the positions that I take usually can be completed pretty quickly, even if they're taken on the daily. Like, that's what a lot of people think, that, okay, if I'm taking a daily trade, that means it's going to take days to play out. That's not always the case at all. And that's why I like the 13 EMA system, because it's sensitive. And usually when you get those moves, you get a big bullish appreciation, then a pullback. So that's the whole point of taking profit, then moving your stop loss to break even, because you just don't know the order of which those are going to happen. And then you're going to end up sitting on your capital in a bag that you don't want. And the best way is just to get out as soon as you can.
All right, Andrew, hope that hit the spot for IOST. Rob Donahue says, much appreciated. Channels very valuable, way better than most crypto channels that only talk about BTC. Hard to believe the subs are so low, but most good channels are hard to find. You know what? I don't know if our subs are that low. We are at 10 point. We actually just quested over 10.1k actually.
Proud of that.
So we just picked up another 100 subscribers in the last couple of weeks, and you know, we're slowly plugging away. You know, one of the major issues we deal with on this channel is shadow bans.
Building a channel the legitimate way takes time, and I think that's what we're doing here. We're just plugging away one day at a time and hoping that you guys get some value out of it.
Indeed, and you know, there's something to be said about mass appeal. You know, if the stuff that does you know, bring in, you know, thousands of viewers per show, sometimes is you know, the quality isn't necessarily there, but there is a mass appeal, right? McDonald's doesn't sell the best burgers, but people sure love to visit it en masse, right? So
they only sell 1 billion a day. So.
We're trying to cook up the gourmet TA here. You know, we're not just slopping, you know, high school cafeteria food of TA on your plate. You know, we're over here curating the finest cuts of TA that there is out there for crypto.
I'm going into banned USDT here for Rob and Pow. Good catch on band here, my friend, because this does look like a complete signal. You got a rising explosion level. Water's good. Above the 13 EMA. I would wait till daily close. Right here, I think you might get a sell-off before the end of the day. This is just something discretionary that you don't usually see too many completely shaven wicks like this, which leads me to believe that there might be some downside intraday still in the cards. So definitely wait till close on band. If it closes above the 13 EMA, you can absolutely take a full position. But I think you might get some volatility to the downside possibly today, but you might not. And if it closes like this, it's still a full signal. So good eye on band. Band does look good for today.
Yep, good tip. Good tip off to banned USDT. Thank you, Mr. Rob Donahue. Training on Binance. Well done. Let me see what we have next on the live chat here. Rob says shadow ban of live streams on YouTube is crap. Sometimes I can't find the live feed of this channel. Indeed, sometimes our show will disappear from your feed. So if you look at your subscriber list, we don't appear. If you look at your, generally we appear on your homepage. If we're live, that won't show up. Sometimes you'll even travel directly to our channel page and you will not see the video immediately available there. Sometimes the shadow ban does expire like a day or two after the stream, so eventually the video does return back to normal status. But indeed, that's one of the things we face. So if 12 o'clock, or depending obviously which time zone you're in, but if the regularly scheduled show does not suddenly appear, you don't get the notification. Generally, we do post a direct link in the Discord as well as Twitter. So if you check out our Twitter feed, maybe even our Instagram or Facebook feed, we generally have an automated message that goes out saying, here's today's show, here's the link. So again, if you miss the show, it's not appearing in your feed, you're wondering where we are, always check the Twitter and the Discord and all of that, because you'll likely find the link there. Moving along to the next comments and observations. Yeah, David Rice just said, use DLive to get notifications. Yes, in fact, DLive I think is one of the better ones. So if you download the DLive app to your phone and subscribe to our DLive Cracking Cryptocurrency channel, you will get the notifications pushed to you through DLive. And I notice DLive is very snappy. So even when I do get a YouTube notification, it's usually like 20 minutes into the show, hey, they're live. DLive, it's like the moment I fire the laser, DLive goes bing on my phone, the channel is now live. So good tip from David Rice. If you never want to miss the show, the DLive subscription and app on your phone is a good one. Damien Hughes,
there's very little lag on DLive, I've noticed as well.
Yep. Damien Hughes says he got into band last night and he's liking it. So good job, Damien.
DLive's underrated still.
T-Dub says we got that gourmet TA here. You got that right. Smiles J says, yep, DLive is a hidden gem. That is for sure. Mr. Kobayashi, you may talk every bullshit about institutional money, but rules are rules. He's referring to this comment he made right up here, which is there's only one rule in crypto, and it's that every parabolic move always ends with a crash. Ha 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 ha. Well, I'm not sure if that's a hard and fast rule, but yeah, I'm going to have to acknowledge that this huge parabolic moves usually end up with a lot of broken hearts. And
yeah, usually about an 80% retracement off parabolic moves, I mean, statistically. So, I mean, you could say that's right, but you just have to say that what's the time frame, because that's the important part, because you could have a run up for 2 years before a crash. I mean, the time frame is the real important thing.
Yep. Yeah, you can exactly, these things are certainly evident, but yeah, the timing is clearly the best. You need to have the timing right if you're going to capitalize on these things. But with that said, speaking of giant parabolic moves and then massive retracements to the tune of 80 to 90%, maybe you could put Hex up on the screen for us, because I'm curious to see is Hex bouncing off the disastrous week there. I mean, not to shit too hard on Hex, because had big moves, but then it was expected that by the time the first years gets unlocked, it was going to be a little bit of a sell-off.
Yep, it does look like, I mean, that's got to be an 8% movement. Looks like from the top here. down to here. We're looking at an 85% movement off of the top, off of what could be considered a parabolic movement here out of Hex. You get your 80% back here. I do think you're going to get another dip down to this support level. Before you get any kind of continuation. But if you're looking at Hex long term and you're playing by the rules of retracement after a parabolic movement, this could be a good spot to pick up Hex.
Yep, something to think about. I was certainly on my short list of coins to add this season. Hex is somewhere on there, especially after scraping these 80% retracement bottoms. So could be an opportunity. Not that I'm in love with the project or anything, but could be a little bit of a decent opportunity, right? These 90% pullbacks can generally be good places to buy.
We know a few people who have made money off of it, so.
Indeed. I wish I bought it within like that first few weeks or months when it launched last year.
Couldn't you have just claimed some?
I didn't want to claim it. There was a whole bunch of privacy issues that you don't want to. Yeah, I didn't want to. That's a huge can of worms I didn't want to open. Right? Claiming your Bitcoin required broadcasting. Your addresses on the blockchain, potentially consolidating your addresses into one. It caused a huge mess. For the really privacy-oriented people with Bitcoin holdings, so that wasn't something I'd be into. And besides, the people who did claim via their Bitcoin holdings didn't really receive a lot. Like, you really didn't get much at all. And if you just waited, say, remember the first week or so, it dropped to like 1 sat. It was just, 1 sat was almost a no-brainer. So I think even people in the group, picked up Hex in that first couple of weeks at the very, very lows. So basically, if you didn't bother claiming your free Hex and maybe bought $100 worth of Hex at the very 1 sat bottom, you probably did very well for yourself. Versus claiming, a somewhat worthless bag using your Bitcoin wasn't worth the trade-off. If you wanted Hex, I was advocating people just straight up go and buy it. Don't go broadcasting all your Bitcoin holdings in order to claim, but that's a separate issue. All right, enough about Hex. Let's proceed to.
We did get a request here for Dgtx Usdt. I'm looking at this on the daily. If anything, I would be looking more for a short position. We got a continuation short here on Minx, likely to get a baseline pullback up to the 13, which it looks like we've already gotten. This would be more of a short position. I would not be looking to take this long. With this support right here and this absorption, I don't know if this is going to be a good signal. I wouldn't look to take this short, to be honest with you, considering what the rest of the market is doing. If this does go up, it just wasn't your trade. Yep, there's much better looking things out there today than to look at this. But you do get a nice descending channel down here coming off of support. So like I said, this could there's an argument here for continuation to the upside, but we're not getting a full signal, so I just ignore it. There's already enough data out there.
Okay. I hope, Rob, you like the Dgtx Usdt request. Has been fulfilled. Crypto Caveman says, I challenge everyone in here to do at least 100 push-ups today or 40 pull-ups.
Yeah.
I see you replied to that, Jason, saying
I do 100 push-ups a day and 50. At least I try to get that in. I don't do them all at once, of course, but like when I'm just going throughout the day looking at charts and stuff, every hour I'll stop and crank out 20 push-ups or 10 pull-ups.
Well, dude, you just inspired me.
It's good to keep the blood flowing.
I haven't been as active as I would like to be in the last couple of months, and I really want to get out.
It's important, to be honest with you. Just for me and my psyche, I find that I'll go into low moods. The more active I am, the more I get my blood moving, the more I feel like I get that lactic acid out of my body. Or like I just feel much better about everything, even when trades are going bad. Like nothing can stop you. So like it's super important to just make sure you take care of your body. I mean, I'm not the the most healthy guy in the world, but I do like to try to stay fit, and I mean, being strong is one of those things, you know?
Yeah, this whole lockdown, quarantine scenario we're in doesn't really bode well for people's, I guess, activity and getting out to the gym. Right, the gyms are kind of wrecked right now. I mean, I used to live in the city until like a few months ago, and you know, had easy access to the condo gym and to the local gym and all that. Now I'm kind of in the suburbia, and you know, the local gym is not that close, and two, it's closed. So I gotta get off my butt and start you know, cranking them out at home, right? I don't know why it's so difficult to bring myself to it, but I gotta do it.
Get fit. You gotta get fit.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, Alex, you are in your car, aren't you?
Yeah, Alex, we can hear you.
I'm totally in my car. Yeah. Is this doable?
It's really loud, so if
Pretty
you want
loud.
to just say anything to the viewers.
Is this better?
No.
Hell no.
You sound like you're in an airport terminal.
Maybe if you get to the next rest stop, grab yourself a Happy Meal. We could talk when you're...
What if...
Nope.
What was that?
Hey, Alex, I think you better buckle your seatbelt. I think the plane's about to take off.
Alex
this?
reporting
Is this better?
directly. That is better, but it's still loud.
Okay. Oh. All right.
Yep.
Well, hi, viewers. I just want you all to know I'm thinking about you and wishing you well today.
He is driving.
I thought I'd try and call in, but I am currently driving right now. Safe trading, guys. Choppy waters.
Alex coming to us directly from the moon.
Yeah.
How's the view up there?
I see Bitcoin approaching. Look out! Everybody, look out! Look out!
Vacuum of space is a lot louder than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Jesus. But yeah, Alex, we were actually talking about you earlier on the stream, saying you're probably on the road. I was wondering if you were going to dial in and talk to us. That's cool. I'm glad you did, but unfortunately with the road noise, you know, I guess
it's very distracting.
I guess you should have bought that.
Okay. Well, we'll have to figure out how to do OBS so that we can do CC on the go.
There you go.
I mean, there's reporters doing this. They're doing this in the middle of the hurricane. Why can't we?
And that stuff's not even important.
We just gotta outfit Alex with like a Mercedes S-Class with like the double-sided glass, so we can reduce the road noise, and then
guys, I'm in a 2005. I'm not there yet. All right, everybody trade safely. Like I said, it's choppy waters out there. DeFi looking pretty good. Love you all. Bye.
Thanks, Alex. Speaking of which, let's just go take a look at DeFi Perp right now. It sounds like we're playing Mario. 8-bit Mario. Unfortunately with YFI, this is one of those ones that your system just doesn't catch them all. WADA just was not there above your dead zone. You did get a close above the 13, but you did get continuation here. This is just one you missed. Well, at least my system missed. I'm sure there's other people out there in YFI. No, sorry, this is DeFi Perp. Sorry. Yeah, but DeFi does seem to be leading the charge again. I mean, you see that with YFI. That's why I mentioned YFI. But yeah, I mean, looking good. So, good call from Alex. These aren't things like he trades most FTX and stuff like that with like alt perp, shit perp, mid perp, DeFi perp. Those aren't. I just got to FTX, so these aren't things that are on my list every day. But working with Alex, I am getting more into trading these because instead of taking the 5 coins in the mid, you could just take the mid perp instead of splitting all that risk out.
Yep.
Sometimes I do think that sometimes it's a better deal to take the alts because you get like when you utilize those trailing stops right, man, you can make some money on those wicks. But yeah, if you're looking to, instead of having to take a bunch, you can just go over and take the mid perp, alt perp, DeFi perp, all these FTX tradable coins.
Yep, right on. Okay, gonna review a couple comments before we get to the next request. Show's been going about an hour, 15 minutes, guys, so I just switched the playlist up to something a little more upbeat. I think I'm gonna try to get into the habit of that. We're gonna do a little jazz for the first hour, and then we're gonna get into more of a EDM or whatever playlist. Whoa, into the next into the next hour. So here we go. I'm gonna review a couple comments, and then we're gonna get to this request from T-Dub, which I'll get into shortly. Let me read something here though. Crypto Caveman says, I know you guys can crush charts, but don't mold into your charts.
I think he was talking about physical fitness there again.
I figured that, but don't mold. And mold into your chairs. I read charts. My bad. Yes, indeed. I know. That's the one thing you want to avoid. Obviously, you know, if you're going to be a trader from home, you're going to sit at your terminal, your desk all day. You know, you got to remember to remain active, especially now post you know what economy. A lot of people might be working from home, and you know, probably convenient to order Uber Eats all day and sit on your butt staring at charts, but really you got to get out and you know shake it around a bit.
My desk chair is an old wooden rocking chair.
That's
like
good,
I have to be moving at all times. I got a little bit of an autistic brain.
All right, well, in that case, I'm gonna have to put the Mercedes S-Class down for Alex and new computer chair for you for this Christmas.
No, I like this.
Yeah.
This is by choice, my friend. A very well-made wooden rocking chair. Can't beat it.
Yeah, maybe we need to move you onto like some kind of southern plantation
now all I
house.
need is some land and a gun.
Yeah, exactly. You know, those southern plantation house with a nice
property.
With a nice porch that you can park on and do your trading from. Let's see here. What else we got? Crypto says you're really messing with him, Jason. Next. Let's see here. Crypto says, I'm impressed. Everyone take example from Midwest. Yeah, he's impressed because I think of how active you're staying, and maybe Crypto Caveman's a bit of a fitness.
I've noticed it has a direct correlation to my mood. I'm always in a lot better mood and can deal with things a lot better if
critical.
Just stay active.
Yep, physical fitness is critical. Diet and good sleep is another. If you neglect these three things, maybe modern medicine is going to tell you, just take these pills, you'll feel better. But realistically, these are all the natural, solutions.
The human body is the most intricate machine that we've ever experienced, and it has the ability to do way more things than we give it credit for. I don't think we need nearly the amount of pills and stuff that we give for fitness. I think if you really work and keep yourself healthy, your body can take care of itself. That's not saying that those things aren't good for you and stuff, but I give my body a lot of credit because I mean, we barely understand our own bodies at this point.
Yeah, that liver of yours is like, you know, the RoboCop of livers, dude. Just take a beating.
I mean, you know, you gotta take a little punishment. You know?
It's gonna catch up with you, bro. You're not 30 yet, but when you do turn that corner,
I am 30.
Oh well, then better start slowing down.
It's all downhill from here, huh?
Ron Legato says, I do 12-ounce curls, 3 to 6 sets every afternoon.
That's good. I'm a guy who's had my shoulder replaced and everything like that, to where I usually use my own body weight or very low weight and just go high reps. That's the way I like to do it.
Yeah, shoutouts to Ron Legato. I hope you got a holster for those guns. Rob Donahue asks for Sushi USDT Binance. All right, we're gonna go into Sushi USDT Binance. Put that up next.
Is Sushi on Binance?
Yeah.
You are right.
Totally is. That was the controversial listing, right? Like as soon as Sushi launched, I think it got put on Binance immediately, and kind of, and that's also when the time when Sushi got rocked, I think, with some drama, and people were like, "How exactly did Sushi get launched so quickly? How did they expedite it so quickly?"
Yes. I remember that whole debacle. Thinking that Binance was trying to pull one over, kind of, on people. Like, how did it get through their process so quickly? But looking at Sushi here on the daily, you just missed this, to be honest with you. You're getting good water now, but you're not getting any kind of continuation. You have Minx curling down as well as time transformation. If anything, I'd be looking for an early exit signal if I was still in it. As for taking a position, I would not be looking to do anything with sushi at this point. I think it's had a nice run up. Give it some time to come back here to the baseline, see if your support holds, and at that moment, you'll probably end up with a continuation signal. But that remains to be seen. Just move on to the next coin because this one just isn't ready yet.
All right, there you have it. A little bit of a Sushi USDT analysis. Okay, let me review another couple comments because I see a lot of chatter in the live chat today. Let's see here. Andrew says, I remember a guy on this show that used to say that. Okay, good one, Andrew. Indeed, they did. Ron Legato says, my liver is pretty buff. Okay, I guess you've put some serious reps through the liver, huh? Andrew, I kid. David Rice telling Alex to jump out the door.
Okay.
T-Dub says, Alex, you gotta have a Bluetooth headset.
Yeah, we gotta get him something for travel because that's garbage.
Mr. Ether says, apparently Alex is in a time machine. I heard him say he was in 2005 right now. Yeah, Alex did say, hey, I'm in the 2005 and I'm here now. So, like,
he's just waiting for the white papers to come out again.
Yep, so Mr. Ether says, seeing that you're, yeah, and Jason, hot tub time machine. Yeah, so, Alex, if you are indeed traveling through time, please stop. Please stop by my place around 2011 and inform my younger self to buy bags.
2009, please. I would like to get in on Bitcoin right away.
Yeah, maybe you could stop by, 0 AD, pick up Jesus, and then fast forward to Satoshi and get the two guys together. Maybe we can.
It's not two guys. That's a whole party of people.
David Rice, run ahead in time. Tell us what, when, and where. Get a power chair like me, chair with a joystick. David Rice with a sense of humor. T-Dub, Bezos still has his first desk. It's just a door on 2 A-frames. That's hilarious. Bezos still has his first desk. So I guess he started out of a garage with
There's a really funny picture of him in one of his first offices, and he had this sign, and it was like shitty spray painted on. It just said Amazon.
I mean,
it's a really funny picture.
I mean, if your desk consists of 2 sawhorses and a C-clamped door to it, then yeah, I imagine it was a pretty low rent operation from day one. I'm guessing he had like a milk crate for a chair, so Bezos has come a long way, and I guess if I did too, I probably would keep my original my
desk. Here, and I'll post it to you if you can show it on the screen here. I'll post it to you in Discord. This is what I was talking about. This is the picture, and I guess it is that same desk as well. If you look at it, it's a door on some A-frames, but look at the shitty Amazon, Amazon.com.
Let me just double check. Yep, we're on screen. Yeah, spray painted. Oh boy. A little
future billionaire right here.
A little drippy over here. Yeah, this is the 60 minutes appearance. Like, what is all this crap scattered on the floor? Oh yeah, this is the That's the
desk.
This is the desk. Wow. I mean, I guess it was a door at some point.
It's worth $1 billion.
Wow. That's wow. This is where it all started, eh? Wow.
Yep.
This is where it all. That's the magic right here. The old school PC speakers here. Oh man, this is like a blast to the past. Wow.
I just think that picture is worth 1 billion words.
It is. Yeah, I guess I would keep that desk as a trophy as well. But that damn spray painted Amazon.com.
I love it.
Brutal. Even our studio doesn't look that bad. But I digress. Okay, let me head back into the live scene with Jason. Go. Alright, we're back. Let me double check if the frame is good. Yes, it is. And back to the live chat. Let me see how long we've been going. Alright, guys, we've been going 1 hour, 30 minutes. So we still have a little bit of time, and I'm going to go through the last few comments and see if I can pick out a few more requests. Moonshine Fuel says, great Uncle Jed. David Rice, pills, yum. what pills are we talking about? Maybe I missed something. Grant Parsons. This is why I joined CC for the fitness advice, and the TA is just a bonus. Yeah, I know. We're gonna turn into like a fitness channel. We're gonna need some kind of like fitness rewards program here.
We're looking to turn you into a 10.
Yeah, we definitely good. I mean, that's one of the, I think the approaches Justin always wanted to bring. He liked the holistic kind of approach to trading and like lifestyle management. You know, like part of what.
Well, these things are all encompassing because a lot of the things that you learn while you trade are really good lessons to take into your life. Like the same thing with like making sure you stay fit and stuff to make sure you're in the right mood, because that helps when you get into emotional situations with trading. To be able to take that out of the equation is super important, and to have a sense of humor as well. I mean, that's why I really love the group in the sense that I can be myself. Trading allows me to still be the person that I am. I'm a very sarcastic, outgoing person, but I take trading very seriously. And with that, like, I can allow myself to still be that goofy person, but also do this very seriously. So I think there's a great balance there. And when you learn like what we do here at Kraken Crypto, I truly believe it's the only reason that I haven't burned out trading. And if I would not have found this place, I guarantee I would have been either liquidated completely or worn myself out mentally so much that I crashed and burned. So not taking this too seriously, but also taking it seriously at the same time, it's a very good balance.
Indeed, one of the things we do try to capture here is a professional approach to trading, and we do try to kind of tackle the psychology of how you need to mentally prepare yourself to do this day in, day out. And so that's why we kind of drift into topics of like health, fitness, wellness, mental well-being, all that. It's very critical. So
it's all part of it.
It's all part of it. I'm sure I'm fairly certain that majority of the self-help, entrepreneurial type books designed to pump you up to be your own person, your own, your own, I don't know what the word I'm looking for here is, but this is something that is commonly captured in this space. We are all trying to kind of improve and become independent and make the best of what we have. Let me see here. I've got another couple comments in here that I have to... Okay, so one thing that Mr. Ether is making fun of me of is he says the joke went right over my head, and indeed, it took me a second.
About 12-ounce curls?
He's talking about the 12-ounce curls 3 to 6 times a day. I didn't realize we were talking about like tall boy cans of like Miller Lite or something, but apparently that's what we are. So 3 to 6 times, 3 to 6 sets a day. Shout outs to Ron. I think it was Ron Legato. Was it Ron Legato? I think it was Ron.
Yep.
Ron Legato that says he puts in some serious daily workouts on that front. So he sounds like a cool guy to hang out with. Next time in Ron Legato's woods, we're gonna have to hang out, have a pint. Andrew says, whatever it was, Qtum on the weekly kind of feels that way to me. Ron, you beat me to it. B-Flow, been noticing on the 3-hour candles at 00 CST, BTC have been pumping or dumping since daylight savings. Wonder if this is a big money algos doing big things. Okay, interesting. So B-Flow says if we were to analyze for some reason the 3-hour candles at exactly 00 CST, it pumps and dumps around that time since DST. So he, as far as B-Flow is concerned, he thinks he sees the fingerprints left behind of an algo or some bots doing big things at exactly this hour here. So B-Flow's radar is up to the...
Well, I mean, this one you didn't get it. And this one isn't. No. But this one, you're right. This one, you're right. I mean, if you're sticking to that strategy, you'd have to wait all the way to here to get another signal. But I don't really know that this is going to be relevant. It could end up working out, but I don't know if you're going to get any relevant data out of this, whether it's going to continue or not. I really don't give it really much thought at all, to be honest with you. But I mean, it could be something. Who knows? Maybe you've discovered big money's algo.
Indeed.
And we're all going to be rich now.
Still interesting observations. Thank you. What was that? T-Dub that brought? B-Flow brought that up next. I got a request here from T-Dub. I scrolled up a little bit to find it earlier. That's the Nexo BTC pair.
Nexo. Is that
Nexo?
N-E-X-O?
Correct.
BTC on Quade. 24 hours. All right. This does look strong. I do like that we're just marching up here. I would have liked to see a higher high here for continuation. But in terms of this and the way it played out, you'd be looking at your continuation long here, which played out beautifully, and you'd be now, it would be telling you to take profit here, which you had a little bit of a run up here. I think you might actually end up reversing here. This is not something I would like to take, but it does look strong. You very likely could get continuation out of this, but it's past anywhere that I would want to take a position on it on the daily.
Right, T-Dub, hope that covered your Nexo request. I have a comment here, or a question rather, from Todd Mackey in the live chat. Anybody use feeless exchanges, he asks. You know what, I haven't. I see quite a few of these, you know, so-called feeless, no-fee exchanges coming up now. I don't trade super actively, and I don't have, you know, all these exchange accounts.
They're getting their money somehow.
Yeah, that's the thing. I presume that they find another way to make up for it.
Getting it on the spread or getting it somewhere.
Right. I think there was some controversy recently with Crypto.com, because I think Crypto.com kind of offers, like, you know, pay market price, feeless purchases of crypto, and I think there was some controversy about, like, that's kind of false, that there is some kind of markup in there. So they tell you it's feeless, but they have some kind of spread cooked in that you end up paying.
No such thing as a free lunch, guys. Someone's getting their money somewhere.
But I'm sure as the space develops and competition climbs, we will see potentially some pressure to keep these exchanges somewhat honest and keep giving us competitive fees and trading fees and all that, right? So, you know, I think it's probably only going to improve as time goes on and competition creeps up. Let's take a look here at the last few comments. Let me see how long we've been going. We're 35-ish minutes. So far, good show, and we've kind of covered almost all the requests.
Any news you want to get into?
Yeah, maybe I'll quickly dive into the news before we head toward the exits. If you guys in the live chat haven't, if you have any last-minute requests, you know, this is kind of the last opportunity to drop them in. We've been on the ball. Andrew, did you look at QTUM BTC? That was the theory called Alex noted the other day on the show when you're looking at bottom bounce reversal. Okay, let's look at QTUM unless we have already. I don't think we did.
I looked at it, but it was kind of silent. I was looking at it during while you were talking.
Gotcha.
But it does appear that we did get a wick to the upside here. I know that we were talking about this. It was either last week or sometime in there.
Yeah, he's referring to that conversation Alex had with you on stream about this bottom bounce.
And it does look like we did bounce all the way back up to the baseline. I'm looking at this right here on the monthly. I don't really trade the monthly, but looking at it on the daily, this would be a full signal. But as you see here, I do believe that this was just a wick up to snag liquidity and come back down. Because if you look at WADA here, not very much momentum at all coming in, but you did get a movement. So this is going to be a false long signal for me. I wouldn't take it. That doesn't mean it won't complete. But take a look at it at the end of the day, because WADA could change by then. Make sure you're closing above the 13 EMA, and then you're potentially looking at a good signal on QTUM.
There you have it, Andrew. QTUM has been covered. Finally. Last, a little bit of scrolling through the live chat. T-Dub shaming charter. Not sure what charter we're referring to. Take a look. Andrew says whatever it was. QTUM on the weekly kind of feels that way to me. So again with the QTUM. Alright, last few comments here. So Mike Runebolt just arrived in the live chat. Welcome, Mike. although you did kind of show up toward the end of the show. It's nice to have you here. I think I've seen Mike in the live chat before, but if you are new to the channel, okay, so he's not that new. But if you are new and you're listening right now, make sure you hit the subscribe, hit the like button.
Hit that like button, guys. It's
Indeed.
tough enough to do these streams.
We
like
try
to know you appreciate them.
Yeah, we try our best to hold it down, guys. I know you probably appreciate other analysts on here as well, you know, such as Alex and of course Justin. But in the meantime, we do our best to hold it down in their absence and bring you the latest on the markets. Let's see here, TW. Crypto.com, if you buy with your fiat account, it's feeless. Yeah, that's what I was mentioning earlier. TW saying that, yeah, Crypto.com is one way to potentially get your crypto free of fees. Yeah, let's put it that way. Mike Roombold, hi. TW, I buy 200 to 500 a week with 0 fees. Oh, okay. So TW does say that Crypto.com, at least as far as he's concerned, is kind of providing the fee-free purchases of crypto that he's looking for. I buy 200 to 500 a week with 0 fees, he says. Okay, good job, TW. Picking up all that, you know, dollar cost averaging every week. Picking that up through crypto.com. Indeed, if you go to local Bitcoins or to a local Bitcoin ATM in your area, generally the markup is about 10%, sometimes even more. So being able to buy close to a market price, spot price, is always good. And I haven't done too much crypto shopping using crypto.com, but I'm going to have to take a deeper dive. Ron Nagato, crypto.com spread seems pretty big to me when compared to Binance. Okay, yeah, I have to compare that spread, but TW says he's happy buying there. B-Flow, silent but deadly. Not sure what we're talking about in terms of the silent but deadly class, but moving along. TW, parody about not chasing green candles but sticking to the scalps and dumps that I'm used to. Oh,
little
yes.
TLC.
Little TLC. Don't go chasing those green candles. Todd Mackey, was that spring you guys mentioned for DCR the other day the reason for the bounce? So the Decred spring?
So I did bring up Decred here, and a spring is just a phase. It's a Wyckofian phase within a cycle, and not necessarily that the spring caused it, but we did point out that this does look a lot like a spring, where you get your stair stepping up and then you get your blow off top here, which was a great call by me and Alex, to be honest with you, because this is exactly what it ended up doing. Whether this sells off now it's just way too far gone to look to touch, to be honest with you. But yes, this looks like a classic spring. You got your coiling, and then you launch right up, and then I'm sure that this wiped a lot of liquidity here. But as for continuation here, you just don't know. This is way too much of a movement. But yes, that was a good call on the spring, because this is basically spring behavior, where you don't get the complete retracement back down and you stair step up and then just really blow the top off. But yes, would have been a beautiful trade.
Right on. Okay, I see T-Dub clarified the charter he mentioned is Charter Communications. I think it's an American telecom that provides this internet, and he says it sucks. So T-Dub, sounds like you got to move out of the sticks and get into the city and get that fiber optic plugged directly into your spinal cord.
Fiber.
Yeah, get yourself into the city, get yourself one of those big city pods, and at least that way you can get access to the high quality fiber optic piped directly into your brain. Okay, moving along. Last few things I need to highlight. T-Dub says, love you guys. All thumbs up. Indeed, we love you too, Mr. T-Dub. Alright, I'm going to quickly dive into the news before we start moving ourselves toward the exits. It's been a lot of fun this Thursday with our audience, and here we go. Where is this news story? Let me pull up the news. Oh, here we go. Alright, so this is something I highlighted earlier in the show. This one comes to us from BN Crypto, and that is crypto indices set for 2021 launch, the S&P and Dow Jones indices to add. So S&P Dow Jones indices announced on Thursday it will be launching its own cryptocurrency indexes. The company will draw data from Luca, a New York-based digital currency company. The announcement is just the latest in the string of developments that appear to bring crypto closer to the mainstream in 2020. Indeed, nothing says we're going mainstream like major indices listing our performance Let's see here. Crypto has already received notable mainstream attention in 2020. However, the S&P move will likely bring more legitimacy to the emerging asset class. Exactly what I was saying earlier in the show. This is all about bringing legitimacy and credibility to the space. So,
That's a cop out. They know it's legitimate already, and they're acting like they're the ones that are gonna make it legitimate.
yeah,
like,
they are giving us their blessing, but still
Right.
solid for.
That's a back-ass word way to do it.
Could
but
be solid
whatever.
for generating interest among the the retail and Freedom 55 investor class. Maybe there's a lot of boomers out there with big boomer portfolios who just need to see the indice flash on their favorite retirement channel.
Regardless of the method, it is good for the space.
Indeed. S&P Dow Jones Indices is a division of financial data provider S&P Global Inc. The new products will reportedly feature more than 550 of the highest ranked crypto assets by market cap. Okay, that's great. Here I thought they're going to be like, all right, we're going to index, maybe the top 10 cryptos. No, we're just going to dump 550 coins on our lists for people to chew through. That should be interesting. It's like, whoa, that's a lot of coins. The company will draw data from Luca, New York-based digital currency company. Yep. S&P clients create custom indices on digital assets. Very interesting. Let me see if there's any other interesting thing to take away from this article. Latest in the string of developments bring us closer to the mainstream. Major Bitcoin investments by corporate treasuries like those of MicroStrategy and Square have helped to attract new interest from the industry. Major payment platform PayPal, announced that, and inspired interest among major financial institutions between JP Morgan, Deutsche Bank, and Citibank. Yeah, so kind of a semi-generic story. I still think this is important to cover because it's like we really are blazing an awesome new path into the financial industry, and they've been sleeping on us for over a decade, but not too much longer. Bitcoin poised with its mathematical beauty and its guaranteed scarcity is poised to pump like mad once the big bankers and the big funds come pouring in with their FOMO come 2021 or sometime this decade. Let's hope. Okay, quickly going to switch back to Jason's screen while I load the next story. Don't buy. Okay, interesting.
This is the Rev Coin. There's not enough data here, man. This looks very pumpamental, but I just don't believe it's gonna suit you to buy this right now. It could, but that's not the way I trade. I'm not out there on FTX or Uniswap trying to catch these rogue coins. But that's my advice. Don't buy this. It could be the next Bitcoin. Who knows?
Yep. All right, Peckham. That's the Rev USDT on the screen briefly while I load the next story and slowly move toward the exits. Let me see here. What else do we have? Stand by, guys. See, you're trying to pick out something I saw earlier, but not a lot of giant developments on the news front today, of course. Actually, Jason, if you don't mind, can I get you to look at SXP really quick?
Yep.
Curious what SXP is up to.
You mean XPX?
No, SXP is the name of the coin.
BTC. I'm pretty sure we did this one first.
I think you might have, but just.
Okay.
Hold on.
Do not touch SXP. That's hard for me to pronounce. I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole right now. I think you just made an all-time low. Yep. Over here, and you might make another one. I think, honestly, if anything, you should be looking to short this. This looks like crap, man. I would not advise anything on SXP. Okay, and what I will do is kind of give you guys my thought projections on what we're gonna see here intraday, the day out of Bitcoin. I really do think here. Sorry. This is, of course, just what I'm thinking. This has nothing to do with my systems. It actually doesn't really mean anything, to be honest with you. But I figured I'd give you guys my thoughts. Wish I could get this line to go away. There we go. Okay, so looking here on the hourly with Bitcoin, we did get this ascending triangle. If you go down to the 15-minute, it's very clear. Got a false breakout. This could be the throwback to lead to continuation, but I actually do think that we're going to end up creating a regular head and shoulders here on the hourly. I think we might wick up here, possibly to maybe 19.5 again. I do expect us to gas out at that point. If we do not, then we're definitely probably going to get the continuation that everyone's looking for and press towards all-time highs. I am flat on Bitcoin right now, just looking at alts, but I really do think that we're going to gas out here. I don't know how high, if this is actually going to try to raid liquidity or not. That's why I'm enjoying being flat in this position. I just really think that we're going to gas out here, guys. I want to be bullish, but this really leads me to believe that this is going to become a swing failure pattern. But we shall see tomorrow.
Indeed, we will be back tomorrow for our Friday show, and with any luck, we'll have something more interesting to report on in the charts because we are seemingly a little sideways. All right, I'm going to quickly hop back into the news thing. I want to highlight something really quick before we get over to the exits. All right, where did my article window go? There it goes. All right, brave. Alright, I did remember someone just asked about Nexo a few minutes ago. Maybe this is why they were asking. So there's a little bit of a fundamental development on the Nexo front. The asset manager scored, reopening it. Apologies for the issues, guys. I'm not even sure if you hear me, but if you do, my apologies. Alright, how about now? Am I back? Nothing?
And you guys can actually hear me in the chat, guys.
Am I back now? Nothing? Possibly because some bullish fundamental news approaching, and that's to do with the Nexo buyback program. These guys announced that they're going to be purchasing $12 million of their token back. So yeah, little shout outs to Nexo. And finally, one final story I kind of wanted to cover. Another day where, you know, mainstream adoption is going big, and this one's to do with Spotify. And the audio streaming giant Spotify is now looking into crypto payments. So another big name in tech, I guess, hinting that soon to come crypto features. Spotify, one of the world's largest streaming audio providers, looking for candidates with a crypto background to fill in a new role at the company. Yeah, so this is based off a job posting. So I guess if anybody here looking to get a job at Spotify and you got some crypto programming background, they're probably looking to set up some kind of crypto thing. The ad, I guess, says you will drive further consideration of new opportunities, innovation, and emerging ecosystem of distributed ledger technology, blockchains, cryptocurrencies, stablecoins, CBDCs, and other digital assets. So Spotify throwing its hat in the crypto payment processing ring. So just a minor story, but still, it seems like not a day goes by where we don't highlight something like this. Mainstream adoption is taking major hold. Alright, once again everybody, I do appreciate you hanging in there. I'm sorry we had a little bit of a hiccup right at the end, but the stream has been going near 2 hours, and Jason did a great job of holding it down. Everything is great. We can hear now, says David Rice, still cutting in and out, black screen. Gone again. Yeah, I'm really sorry, guys. You know how it goes. Sometimes technical difficulties grab hold, but I'm glad it was at the end of the show and not at the very beginning. So yep, it happens. But we are going to head toward the exits. God bless everyone here. It's been a wonderful day, and I hope everyone does well in their trades. Take care of them. Don't get wrecked, gentlemen. It's been a good one, though. Jason, yep, any final thoughts before I hit the stream ending?
Well, I mean, just trade carefully, guys. Make sure you're position sizing correctly, and make sure to join us in the Discord to keep the conversation going after the streams. I mean, that's the whole point, is to talk about what we see and talk about what we're trading. And also, I mean, there's going to be more signals coming out tonight, most likely, based off the daily scan. So, I mean, if you want to get in on those as well, we're doing very well in the group. I think everyone's pretty happy with the success we've been having lately, and look to take it into the future, regardless of which way Bitcoin decides to go here.
It does feel good, and I almost like envision a day in the future. The CC. I'm guessing the hardcore members in the group, from the David Rices to the Peckhams to the Ron Legatos to the Mr. Ethers to the T-Dubs to the B-Flows and the Andrews and and everyone else I probably neglected to mention.
From A to Z.
Here. Yeah, from the A to Z of our member roles. I have a feeling that a lot of these guys will still be around when we're streaming and doing our thing in 2 years from now, 3 years.
Yep.
5 years or even 10 years, and if we're all one big cracking crypto happy family around in 10 years, guys, we in our Bitcoin bags or altcoin bags are swole as hell. I think we need to plan
we'll see at the CC party.
Yeah, the 2030 CC party where I think we'll all be filthy rich, and it'll be like the players' ball. It'll be. We'll have
been pimping since been pimping.
Did my thing go down again? No, it did. Okay, good. So yeah, I do appreciate everyone here, I guess is what I'm trying to say, and I think it's only going to be made sweeter once we all know we made small fortunes in this game over the next few years, and we're all looking good, so we'll be able to show off our Lambos at the Cracking Crypto 2030 party. Granted, there might be electric Lambos by then, but nonetheless, Lambos they will be.
They'll be fast.
Unless you guys are, more of a Ferrari brand type people, or hell, even more of a German enthusiast that likes the Porsche products.
I'd like to rebuild a 1969 Boss with an electric engine, and I know a lot of people are going to kill me for that, but that's what I want.
Yeah, that's... Don't get me wrong, I do like the electric powered stuff, but at the same time, I have to respect the classic metal, and I don't care how rumbly, how smelly, and awful it is to run some of this old junk on the road. There is certainly a nostalgia factor that's going to increasingly disappear, but that's a story for another day. I am a bit of an auto and car enthusiast, so I love all things cars. So Mr. Ether says he's going McLaren. Yes, excellent choice. Gotta get yourself something exotic from the British Isles. Very wise, very, very wise. Indeed, McLarens are also on my radar. I'm actually quite the British car enthusiast, so a lot of my bucket list of cars come from the British automakers. All right.
I want a decked out Ford Pinto.
But you want to go Ford Pinto, eh? It's like,
hope it blows up on me.
Yeah, it's like when you got the BTC dreams, but you only got XRP money. You go Pinto. Ron Legato, he wants to have a classic 05 LeSabre. I'm not sure if 05 really qualifies as a classic. To me, it doesn't. To me,
it's 96.
05 LeSabre. I mean, I think there's been late.
Those are smooth rides. They're very smooth rides. My buddy has one.
There's been better LeSabres, but indeed, yeah, I guess an 05 LeSabre isn't bad. It gets the job done, and I hear they're decently reliable as far as GM junk is concerned, but I digress. That's another conversation. Mr. Ether says 69 Camaro is also on his bucket list, so indeed, when the guy needs something a little exotic, you need some $250,000 machine, mostly carbon fiber, on the left side of the garage, and you need something classic like a 69 Camaro on the other side of the garage. So Mr. Ether, seemingly good taste, has his moonshot list of cars seemingly already in order. So, but we've kind of dragged this on long enough. It's been fun, guys. Heading toward the exit now. Bless you all. It's been a good one.
Have a good day, everyone. Trade safely. We'll see you tomorrow.
Cheers, guys.